Walter Magaya, the founder of Prophetic Healing and Deliverance Ph.D. Ministries, has long been a towering figure in Zimbabwe's Pentecostal movement. Known for his charismatic preaching and large gatherings, Magaya has also been no stranger to controversy. Over the years, allegations of sexual misconduct and financial impropriety have swirled around him, but none have escalated to the level of his current predicament. His recent arrest on multiple counts of rape and fraud marks a dramatic turning point in his career and personal life. On November 1, 2025, Magaya was arrested by a Zimbabwe Republic Police (ZRP) crack team during a raid at his Waterfalls Prayer Mountain. The charges against him are grave: 5 counts of rape and 13 counts of fraud linked to a botched housing and investment scheme that allegedly defrauded congregants and investors of thousands of dollars. Prosecutors claim Magaya misrepresented ownership of land in areas such as Chishawasha, Norton, Westgate, Ruwa, Mutare, and others, collecting payments for residential stands that never materialized. Victims reportedly lost over $50,000 and $190,000 in the scheme.
The sexual assault allegations are equally serious. The National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, asserts that Magaya raped 2 women on 5 occasions between 2018 and 2023, with one incident allegedly resulting in the birth of a child. Prosecutors further allege that Magaya attempted to conceal these crimes by coercing victims into recording video statements denying the assaults and offering them compensation. Walter Magaya, the founder of Prophetic Healing and Deliverance Ph.D. Ministries, has long been a towering figure in Zimbabwe's Pentecostal movement. Known for his charismatic preaching and large gatherings, Magaya has also been no stranger to controversy. Over the years, allegations of sexual misconduct and financial impropriety have swirled around him, but none have escalated to the level of his current predicament. His recent arrest on multiple counts of rape and fraud marks a dramatic turning point in his career and personal life.
Bail conditions. After spending more than a week in custody, Magaya was granted bail by High Court Judge Justice Gibson Mandaza on November 11, 2025. The bail amount was set at $3,000, but the conditions imposed underscore the seriousness of the charges. Passport surrender. Magaya must surrender his passport to prevent him from leaving the country. Title deeds. He was ordered to provide the title deeds to his Mount Pleasant home as surety. Reporting requirements. Magaya must report to the police weekly. Some reports indicate twice a week. Residence. He is required to reside at his listed address and cannot change it without notifying authorities. Non-interference. He is prohibited from contacting witnesses or complainants in the case. These conditions reflect the court's attempt to balance Magaya's right to liberty with the need to ensure his availability for trial and prevent obstruction of justice. His wife, Tendai Magaya, who faces related fraud charges, was granted $500 bail under similar conditions. Surrendering her passport, reporting bi-weekly to Waterfalls Police Station, and refraining from interfering with witnesses. Status of police investigations. The investigations into Magaya's alleged crimes are far from over. The ZRP has expanded its probe globally, opening reporting channels for victims in countries such as South Africa, the UK, Namibia, Botswana, and others. Official contact numbers have been released for international complainants to lodge allegations of rape, assault, or fraud. Police have emphasized that all reports must go through these official channels and warned against interference with the investigation, threatening arrest for anyone obstructing justice. The scope of the investigation suggests that authorities believe Magaya's alleged misconduct may have affected individuals beyond Zimbabwe's borders. This global dimension adds complexity to the case and raises questions about the potential involvement of international law enforcement agencies. Meanwhile, intelligence reports indicate that Magaya's legal troubles could deepen. Sources within the Central Intelligence Organization, CIO, have hinted at fresh charges, including allegations from a police officer claiming his daughter was raped by Magaya. This revelation reportedly led to a tense standoff at Harare Remand Prison, where heavily armed officers were allegedly waiting to re-arrest Magaya upon his release. Although his lawyers eventually posted bail, these developments underscore the volatility of the situation and the possibility of additional charges. Next court appearance. Magaya's legal journey is far from over. He is scheduled to return to the Harare Magistrates Court on November 18, 2025, for routine remand proceedings. This date applies to both the rape and fraud cases, as well as to his co-accused, including his wife Tendai and a company representative. The November 18th hearing will likely focus on the progress of investigations and whether the state is ready to proceed to trial or requires further time to gather evidence. Legal analysts predict that the case could drag on for months, given its complexity and the number of complainants involved. The defense, led by prominent lawyer Admire Rubaya, has already signaled its intention to challenge the credibility of the allegations, describing them as part of a calculated campaign orchestrated by the Zimbabwe Gender Commission to tarnish Magaya's reputation. Rubaya argues that the commission has misused its powers and engaged in character assassination under the guise of defending women's rights. Rumors of separation from wife. Amid the legal storm, rumors have swirled about Magaya's personal life, particularly his relationship with his wife, Tendai. Reports claiming that the couple has separated appear to stem from a misunderstanding of recent court proceedings. On November 4, 2025, Magistrate Marewanazvo Gofa granted Tendai bail while denying Magaya's application for immediate release, effectively creating a situation where Tendai walked free while her husband remained behind bars. Some media outlets sensationalized this as a court-ordered separation, but there is no evidence to suggest that the couple has split romantically or legally. In fact, Tendai continues to face fraud charges alongside her husband, and both are expected in court on November 18. While the stress of the ongoing legal battle may strain their relationship, no credible reports confirm a marital breakdown. Social media speculation has fueled the narrative, but official sources and court documents do not support claims of a divorce or permanent separation. Magaya's arrest and subsequent bail have sparked intense debate in Zimbabwe and beyond. Supporters view him as a victim of persecution, rallying behind him with messages of solidarity and prayer. Critics, however, argue that his case exemplifies the impunity enjoyed by influential figures in Zimbabwe, pointing to the relatively lenient bail conditions compared to the gravity of the charges. The case also raises broader questions about accountability within religious institutions. Magaya's PhD Ministries commands a vast following, and the allegations of fraud and sexual abuse highlight the vulnerability of congregants to exploitation. Legal experts warn that the outcome of this case could set a precedent for how Zimbabwe handles similar allegations against powerful religious leaders. What lies ahead? As the November 18 court date approaches, several scenarios loom. 1. Additional charges. The possibility of fresh charges could complicate Magaya's legal strategy and prolong the case. 2. Global dimension. With the ZRP opening international reporting channels, new complainants may emerge, expanding the scope of the trial. 3. Church fallout. PhD Ministries faces reputational damage, and its future may hinge on the outcome of the case. 4. Legal battles. Expect fierce courtroom confrontations as the defense seeks to discredit the prosecution's case and portray Magaya as a victim of a smear campaign. For now, Magaya remains out on bail, but his freedom is precarious. The stringent conditions imposed by the High Court reflect the seriousness of the allegations and the state's determination to ensure justice. Whether Magaya can weather this storm and reclaim his position as a spiritual leader remains uncertain. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe.